Hello and welcome back. This is my second video. I've decided that I will be talking in my next videos. So yeah, let's start with my new Hobonichi Weeks. This is the 2025, it's like a sort of gingham yellow pattern. Originally I wanted the black one, but it wasn't in stock, so I had to order this one instead, which isn't really my vibe, but I've not used a Hobonichi Weeks before and I really wanted to try it this year, so I went ahead and ordered it. I'm going to open it and have a look. It has this really cute little like promotional item. It's kind of creepy, which I love. Kind of reminds me of the Phantom of the Opera. So yeah, it has the Japanese and then it also has the English underneath. So I'll read that one a little bit later and I can pop it in my journal as well. Ooh. Has this like protective plastic. I think there's another one in there. Just get rid of, let's get rid of that. Not really sure what these are for, but I'm sure I can use them for something. Okay, so this is the journal. It feels really nice. So yeah, I have seen these on TikTok and Instagram, so I know sort of like what is inside, but just showing on camera as well. Oh, that's the bookmark, which is nice. Yeah, I want to decorate this. I did actually ask on my Instagram whether I should order the black one, which is now in stock, and take a loss on this one, paint this one black, which is a bit risky because I have no idea. It's sort of like a fabric material, so I don't know if it will paint very well or not, or to go with a sort of pastel goth theme so it stays spooky, but it fits my kind of style. So the vote was go for a pastel goth theme. So I have actually designed some stickers myself that I want to use on this, which I'll show you a little bit later in the video. And yeah, I kind of feel a bit more positive now because I do love spooky things and I wanted to keep it with like a scary, spooky horror theme, and obviously not waste what I've already bought. So yeah, I'm excited about decorating this. I know it does start technically in November, sort of like, oh, it's the end of November, so it did start on the 25th, and obviously we are now, I think we're December the 11th, so there's like a couple of pages. It's not that much, so I think I'll just kind of backdate them and do some spreads there, but the main plan is basically to start in January with this one. Now I'm going to go through my actual plan for 2025, which I've printed out here. So I'm using it a little bit different to what I think a lot of people are using it for. I think most people are using it as like a daily journal, to sort of record like events, things like that. But personally, I don't really like talking about my own life. I find it really boring, unless it's like something exciting like a film review, or if I've been to somewhere that's interesting like a museum or art gallery or something like that. I don't want to just write like, oh, I had this for breakfast, or I had this for dinner, that kind of thing. So I'm basically using this one more as a commonplace book. So this is my plan for my Hobonichi Weeks. I've just kind of made a few notes on like different themes that I'm going to look at. So I've put like November, December 2024 is going to be about sort of like dark festivities, the Krampus, A Christmas Carol, Christmas ghosts. And I recently saw this, I think it was on Instagram, there's apparently a monstrous Yule cat. So I thought that would be quite fun to research. And then January, I want to have like a sort of frozen horror theme. So films like The Thing, The Shining, The Terror, 30 Days of Night. Basically all things that are set in like the snow and sort of like colder months. February obviously is going to be gothic romance because of Valentine's. March, I'm going to have a look at the unknown, so things like cosmic horror, like Lovecraft, that kind of thing. April, I think this one's going to be really fun, so this is going to be a carnival theme, so like killer clowns from outer space, freak shows, that kind of research. May, which is my birthday, is going to be more nature horror, folk horror, films like Midsummer, The Wicker Man, The Ruins, which is set in Mexico. June is going to have an underwater horror theme, so lake monsters, deep sea monsters. So July, I think here I kind of was running out of ideas, so obviously it's quite a while away, so I'm planning to look at this obviously when it's that time, and I can change the theme or I can develop the theme more. So I've just got urban legends and cryptids, August ghosts and spirits, September haunted houses, October Halloween traditions, November occult and witchcraft themes, and then obviously December 2025 will be other Christmas monsters, as I will. I've already looked at the Krampus, which is obviously the most popular one. So yeah, that's kind of like a quick breakdown of what I'm going to use my weeks for. Now I'm really excited because my partner has very kindly ordered me a cricut or cricket, I don't know how you pronounce it. I always say cricut, but I don't know if that's a British way of saying it. I think Americans call it a cricket. But yeah, back to the cricut. I found, well, my sister has one, which is one of the big all singing, all dancing ones, very expensive. But the one that I found is basically like an entry level one, and because I'm just planning to use it to cut stickers, it's going to be perfect for that. So yeah, basically I'm planning to make my own stickers. I'm going to use Pinterest images, which I use anyway for my journals. And yeah, basically I'll be able to make my own stickers, I can change the sizes, and hopefully it won't cost as much as buying from shops. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because now I can literally do whatever theme I like and hopefully decorate this really prettily with lots of stickers. So yeah, when that arrives I'm planning to print them out and then cut them out, and then I'll probably do like a decoration on camera, which should be fun. And on the pastel goth theme, I'm just gonna grab my iPad. I'm on Pinterest here. So this was a collage I made, and as you can see it's got like a pastel goth theme. I haven't decided if I'm going to use it as a cover for my weeks, if I resize and print, or whether to just use it as a spread inside. I'm going to print it anyway and then I'll decide, because I have designed some stickers I also want to use in this, but again I don't know whether to use it on the cover or on the inside of the book. I wanted to show you some of the sticker designs that I've been working on. So this one is a spooky sheep. I decided to do the colours in yellow tones to match my weeks. So yeah, this is one design. I think this one is finished. I just need to tidy up a few areas, and then I'm just going to make like a white border so I can cut it out for a sticker. Then some other ones, work in progress. This design I was working on last night, and it originally started like this, and then I was developing it more, and I decided that I wanted one creepy, one kind of normal. Again, this isn't finished. I need to fix the foot here because I don't like it. I think I'm going to make it more sort of like rounder, so it looks more like one foot as opposed to sort of two feet stitched together. I also need to add some highlights, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to keep it as a flat sort of 2D colour or add textures, so I need to play around with that. It's this one, which also isn't finished. This one was going to be like a Christmas decoration, like a bauble, but it was inspired by the biblical angel with all the eyes. And again, it will be coloured similar to these ones. And this one's been really fun because I don't normally do this kind of cutesy pastel kind of thing. I normally do traditional drawing and they're normally sort of like more detailed, but I kind of like this style, especially for the sort of cute spooky theme that I'm going for. I'll keep doing those. I feel like I have so much to talk about today, and I realised I've left quite a big gap between my first video, but I get so busy with things and I tend to start lots of projects that take a lot of time, and then I'm like, oh, I'll do a video, or oh, I'll do some cross stitch, I'll do crochet, I'll read, and I just kind of get lost in all these plans, and then I either end up not doing any of them or hyper focusing on one and not doing the other things. So that's why there's such a long gap between my first video and this video. I'm hoping in the new year I'm planning to schedule days to record my videos and then a day to post my video, and we'll sort of see how that goes. Oh, I also wanted to mention as well that I'm currently at my partner's house. He lives in Mexico, so I don't have like a permanent setup. I think my last video the camera was really wobbly, and that's because I had this sort of like really makeshift desk that we bought off Amazon, and it's on wheels, and it's, to be fair, it's really good, but it's just not great for videos because if I touch it slightly the whole thing wobbles, so I'm trying not to touch it so much. But yeah, I'm going back home to the UK in February, so I'll try and post more regularly then because I will hopefully have a slightly more permanent setup. Although having said that, I am coming back to Mexico in May, so it's not that long, but hey, I'll make it work somehow. Okay, next I want to talk about this really lovely book that my partner surprised me with yesterday. I was sort of complaining that I hadn't bought any of my Christmas ghost story books with me, and obviously I'm spending Christmas here, so I was like, oh, I should have bought some with me so I could read them. So he surprised me with this lovely book, Scary Book of Christmas Lore, which I had seen on Instagram as well, and it was on my wish list, so it was really nice to have it. And I'm just going to flick through quickly, but the illustrations are really nice. I'm quite lucky today because usually it's really noisy here. So we're in an apartment block and people love to play music really loudly here, and there's also a oh, well, I don't want to mess this up because I don't know much about it, but basically there's like a Saint's Day here, I believe, and it's for the Virgin Guadalupe, and there's a very famous, well, I would call it like a cathedral, but I think they call it a basilica. It's not far from where the apartment is, and basically people from all over Mexico make a pilgrimage, and I think they have like 20 million visitors a year, that kind of thing. So there's been a lot of fireworks going off to celebrate, lots of parties, you know, which is nice, but it's not ideal when you're trying to make a YouTube video and you have background noise. So yeah, sorry if you can hear like the boom 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 bass going on in the background. There's not really much I can do about that. But anyway, sorry, rambling. Back to this book. So yeah, basically from what I've only just read the blurb, it's about different like Christmas lore in different countries and different cultures, and it sounds really interesting. Like I've never even heard of the, if I say this I'm gonna butcher it, but the Carancola? No, I can't even say it, I'm sorry. I can't even pronounce British words, never mind the country's words. So yeah, it looks really interesting and I'm really excited to read this one. I think I'm going to read like a bit of lore each day, and this will also be nice for recording in my planners as well. But yeah, just give this a little flick through. It's really nice. Yeah, so that's that one. I always feel like my videos are like a proper show and tell, but it's because I have quite a lot to show and talk about. So this gorgeous Pennywise doll was crocheted by my partner's mum, and I'm just like in awe of it. I think the detail is amazing, and I honestly don't know how she does crochet this detailed. I've only just learnt to crochet this year during the summer, and I've started like a few projects, and one of my most ambitious ones is actually a present for my partner for Christmas, which I'll do a video about after. And yeah, that one was really hard for me, and it's nowhere near as detailed as this doll, so I don't know how she's done it, but it's absolutely gorgeous. She knows I love spooky, creepy things, so yeah, she very kindly made this for me, and obviously it's Pennywise, or girl Pennywise. Look at the balloon, she's so pretty. She's got like layers of skirts, little pom-poms, her little shoes and socks, her hair. Yeah, so she is absolutely beautiful. Okay, next I'm going to show what I've been working on in my Filofax. I think in my first video I just had this one, and I transferred what I'd already done in my makeshift folio into this one. So I'll be honest and say I've not been working on this as much, just because I've been busy making Christmas presents for people and doing other projects, so this has fallen a little bit by the wayside. However, once my sticker machine comes, I'm hoping to pick this back up. But I'm going to quickly show you, I think I showed all this last week. Yeah, I'd already shown the substance. So let's quickly flick through here. This is new, so I made these little reels on Instagram and decided to print them out for journal entries, and basically I watched the Uzumaki on Netflix, I think it was. Was it Netflix? Yeah, I think it was Netflix. This is the newest anime of Junji Ito's manga, which had quite a lot of negative reviews, and honestly, I don't know why, because I absolutely loved it. I think the main concern was that the quality of the animation dropped in the second episodes, and yeah, the first episode was amazingly detailed. It was literally like so accurate to the manga, and yeah, the episodes following there was a little bit like less detail, but I wouldn't say it was overly noticeable, and you know, the whole season was a really accurate rendition of his story, so you know, I loved it. So yeah, that was like 10 out of 10 for me. This one, we came across this, I think it was on HBO. It's Zach Bagans from Ghost Adventures, which I have previously watched and is my guilty pleasure. But this one is basically a series about his haunted museum. He has a museum in Las Vegas which has all supposedly haunted, cursed objects inside, and basically each story was going to follow one of these notorious items in his collection. Each episode follows a story of the cursed object. This was the first episode we watched of season 1, which was inspired by a haunted doll's house, and honestly that episode was so fun. It was actually surprisingly good. And then unfortunately we carried on watching the season, and the second episode was okay. I think it was about some kind of machine that was used to communicate with the dead that a lady had supposedly invented, and then apparently she disappeared, although there's no record of her existing, so I don't know how true that story is. But yeah, that episode was kind of interesting, but then after that they just kind of were a bit silly and just not really fun. I think one was about a haunted rocking chair, and the acting wasn't very good in that one, and it was just kind of cringe, so yeah, we kind of stopped watching after those ones. This one is just like a quick like mini reviews. So these were films I saw this year. Long Legs I saw earlier in the year. I can't remember when that was. Oh, that was in July. That was back home in my hometown. And then I watched Smile 2 here and Terrifier 3 here. Long Legs I really enjoyed. Love the weird horror vibes. Not perfect, so I gave it a 9 out of 10, but I just love the whole like cinematography, and Nicolas Cage's acting was just so good in this. I loved it. Smile 2, this one was a little disappointing. So I actually watched the first one on the plane over here because I hadn't seen it before, and obviously, you know, plane screens are tiny, and it was so good. It was, oh my god, I loved the first one so much, and you know, to love something on such a tiny screen like tells you everything you need to know. You know, it was brilliant. So we watched Smile 2 hoping for the same, and I don't know, it just kind of didn't really do it for me. Like, I love the body horror, I love the monster, but I feel like the main character wasn't very likeable or relatable. She was kind of a bit of a brat, and yeah, I don't know, I just felt like it was more about her. It was almost like she was trying to launch like her singing career, because she is actually a singer in real life, and it just took away from like the kind of like the narrative of the film, and it took away the focus of the demon, I think, or like entity, whatever the creature is. So yeah, I gave that one a 6 out of 10. Then Terrifier 3. Now this one I enjoyed way more than the second one. I didn't really like the second one, mostly because of the fantasy elements. I just hate like mixing fantasy with horror. And not even like so much fantasy, I think it was more like the superhero element. I just didn't like that, because I think the first one had set up Art the Clown as like this demonic character that was sort of invincible, kind of like a Michael Myers type thing, and then the second one kind of destroyed that, where like some teenage girl, you know, was able to kick his ass, and it just didn't do it for me. But I liked the third one because it kind of went back to like the original, like the focus was on Art, and not so much Sienna. I'll get some flack for saying that because there's some die-hard Terrifier fans out there, but yeah, I think with this one I gave it an 8 out of 10 because it's like a fun slashery horror. It's not, you're not watching it for the story, it's mostly for the gore, which I love. I love like body horror, so you know, I can't fault the kills in this one. They were 10 out of 10, but for me, Christmas theme didn't really do it. I've always preferred Halloween, but yeah, I'm excited for the fourth one. These are my little tickets that I printed. I can't remember if I showed this last time. I think I did. So this was like my title page for my writing. Oh, this one's new. So this is for my Memento Mori interests. Again, that's just like a cover page, and then I'll slot stuff in between. And a Halloween one. I still have more to do because I've got to do it for all of these, but yeah, I was kind of busy with other projects, so I haven't really done those. But that's my Filofax so far. I need to decorate this bit too, which will be fun. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about, or rather ask, is I want to do a cross stitch pattern as another handmade gift for my partner, and I don't know which one to choose. So this is my Pinterest, and I think oh, just waiting for this to reload. I'm deciding, there's like a couple of designs that I'm deciding on. So one is this one. He's a huge Shining fan, so I thought this one would be quite a nice pattern. So we have this one with the skeleton and the snowman, the two ghosts giving gifts, which I really like, especially this one because I have glasses, so it kind of looks like me. And I think this is the other one, it's like a little Christmas bat. So yeah, if you can help me choose or comment which one you think I should make, that would be super helpful. But yeah, if you like the video, please like and subscribe. I'm not very good at talking. I hate the sound of my own voice, which I think everyone probably does, but I'm trying to build up my community and hopefully connect with people who like the same things as me. So thank you for watching.